Welcome to Accreditation Made Easy, the podcast that takes the stress out of accreditation. I am your host, Areaka Jewell, and in each episode, we'll deliver actionable tips, expert insights, and practical strategies to help streamline the process. And of course, make your work life a little easier. Now, whether you're tackling policies, preparing for assessments, or just looking for ways to stay ahead, we've got you covered. Let's simplify accreditation, one step at a time. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Accreditation Made Easy. I am your host, Areaka Jewell. Today, I want to talk about something that I think is often overlooked during on-site assessments, and that's static displays. Now, if you've been around for a while, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But depending on your accrediting body, maybe your agency culture, you may be thinking, wait, agencies still even do those? And the answer is absolutely. And some agencies even do them incredibly well. But here's what I think gets missed. A lot of people still think that static displays kind of in the way that they were originally intended. And that's basically just a showcase. You line up your vehicles, you line up your special equipment, maybe SWAT gear, maybe Marine Patrol, K9, Anyways, to be honest, maybe a helicopter if your agency has one, which, let's be honest, that's pretty cool. And while that's great, I think that view is a little bit narrow because, in my opinion, the real value of a static display isn't what's parked there. It's actually who's there and how accessible they become to assessors. That's the game changer. And once you start thinking about static displays in that way, everything is going to open up. I've seen small agencies do this really well, and I mean small, not huge budgets, not endless specialty units, not a fleet or impressive equipment. One agency had just a few things set up: a patrol officer with a marked vehicle, a Marine Patrol officer with their boat, and then a supervisor with an off-road style vehicle. That was it. It was just simple, it was clean, but it was effective and honestly, very meaningful. Then, of course, on the other end of the spectrum, I've been to very large agencies that pull out all the stops. They have SWAT vehicles, aviation units, lots of specialty equipment, bomb squad, drones. They got units everywhere. It's super impressive, but here's the thing. Bigger isn't automatically better. Thoughtful is better. Meaningful is better. And efficient is better. One of the most creative static displays that I've seen didn't actually involve any vehicles. It was indoors. It was in like a conference room, and they had tables set up around the perimeter, almost like a walkthrough showcase. Each table represented a different function. There was a PIO, there was training, there was the explorers, recruiting, dispatchers, volunteers, each staffed by the people who actually do the work. And each of them were ready to answer our questions. They were ready to be interviewed and just show assessors exactly what they do. And I remember thinking, this is genius, because here's what assessors actually love: efficiency. I can't stress that enough. Having everyone in one place at one time is so incredibly convenient, because instead of us trying to locate someone in their office, maybe get an escort to go there, or we have to wait till someone finishes a meeting, maybe we're asking a patrol supervisor to call someone off the road so that we can do an interview and observables of their patrol vehicle. Maybe we have to walk across to multiple buildings trying to line up schedules. But if you're doing a static display, then it's all right there. One stop, one location, one organized experience. And assessors can move from conversation to conversation and usually have better conversations because they're not so rushed to squeeze it in between file reviews or other interviews. So that's where static displays really shine, not as a display, but as an assessment efficiency tool. And that's how I think agencies should start viewing them. Not what cool stuff can we show, but what meaningful functions can we focus on? And that mindset changes everything. The good news? Your agency's size doesn't even matter. 3 vehicles? Great. 1 room with folding tables? Great. Huge, huge specialty fleet? Great. What matters is you're being intentional, you're being meaningful, and just keep it standards related. And that's going to make the assessment experience for everyone involved like so much easier. And that's a win. That's a win for you. That's a win for the assessors. And ultimately, that's a win for your agency. Okay, I know. This was a quickie episode, but if you want to learn more about what you might include in your static display, check out the companion document that I'll put a link in the show notes. P.S. One of my last pieces of advice about static displays is find someone in your agency who's really good with organizing and logistics and just assign the task of putting together the static display to them. Give them the vision and then let them run with it. Well, not literally, but like check in on them and stuff like that. But let someone else take on that task and lighten your load in the process. All right, we've come to the end. And if you've been listening for a while, then you know the drill. If you're not already signed up for my free helpful tips, head over to www.accreditationacademy.net/sign up to get started. You won't regret, I promise. All right, until next time, friends, let's keep making accreditation easy, one step at a time.